Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Jasper Shiner. Coming up on this evening's programme, a glimmer of hope down under. We have the latest from Adelaide as England make a strong fight back in the second Ashes test. Austin to the rescue. Reaction to the South Coast derby between Southampton and Bournemouth. Handball, well not in this sport, as we explore the growing popularity of an Olympic sport in England. All that and more to come right here on Solent Sports News. Good evening and welcome to Solent Sports News. It's 4:30 and here are the latest sport headlines. It's been a tale of two innings so far for England in Adelaide. The second test of the Ashes is in full swing, with the Australian batsmen dominating proceedings during the first innings. The Aussies led by 215 runs, having bowled the three Lions out for just 227. However, England bowlers have started the second innings a lot stronger, with the score at 53-4 at the close of play. I'm joined by Matt Clues from the latest from Down Under. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
No problem.
England bowled out for 227. Craig Overton top scored with 41.
Yeah, another disappointing day for England in an Ashes test. I don't think we've won a day yet of the 8 that we've played in over the two tests. The fact that Craig Overton has top scored with 41 is a little bit disappointing. You know, Joe Root, Alistair Cook, Mark Stoneman again aren't scoring the runs we need. So it's disappointing, but hopefully a good day for us is right around the corner.
Australia didn't force the follow-on. Quite surprising given the circumstances. Australia were very much in the ascendancy at the time.
Yeah, I think they do lead by a good 200 odd runs now, and later on in the test, under the lights, the bowlers, it will favour the bowlers. I did know that Steve Smith didn't actually consult his bowlers about the decision, so he went straight away with it. So he must know what he's doing. I think they're now going to try and push on and set a good score of about 400 for us, which is going to be difficult for us to get.
And a tiny glimmer of hope at the start of the second innings for England. The end of the day with 4 early wickets. Can you see them turning the tide?
Well, the hope is there. I mean, a good 4 wickets to get as well at the end of the day. Some positivity to overnight and go into tomorrow afternoon with. So hopefully we can bowl them out cheaply as well, like they did to us, and see what happens.
And obviously the thought in the back of everyone's mind is if Australia win this test, it's going to be 2-0 in the series. Are we staring down the barrel at another series whitewash?
Oh, well, I'm sure it's in the back of their minds, the players and the fans that are out there, and of course over here as well. I mean, it is there, and obviously if we do go 2-0 down, then we go 2-0 down, but the next test is going to be so far more important, and it could be 5 days away from handing back the Ashes.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for joining us, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Sticking with the cricket, and there's been a shocking twist in the Ben Stokes saga. The 26-year-old all-rounder has signed for Canterbury Cricket Club this week, throwing further doubt about his chances playing in this year's Ashes tour. Stokes is currently suspended from the England team following an incident outside the Bristol nightclub in September. However, coach Gary Stead wants his new signing focusing purely on playing.
I'm hopeful that Ben will bring us some experience to that squad, and from the research that we have done, he's one of the hardest workers that I understand in England, and that's come from other professionals as well. So if our young players can learn from the professionalism around that as well, then that'll be good for us in the long run too.
It was honours even at the Vitality Stadium as Charlie Oskin rescued a point for Southampton in the South Coast derby. Both teams enjoyed spells of dominance in a closely contested match. The Cherries took the lead after 40 minutes through Ryan Fraser before Nathan Redmond teed up Charlie Austin's equaliser on 61 minutes. The result moved Southampton to 11th in the Premier League table with Bournemouth in 14th. Daily Echo's chief sports writer Adam Leach said it was a chance missed for Saints.
It was a big chance to potentially get 3 points and really get the season rolling for them, because it has been a bit of a stuttering start to the season for Saints, and if they could have got that win, if they could have just got another 3 points there, then you would have really felt a lot of confidence for them.
There are just 191 days to go until the World Cup kicks off in Russia. The draw for the group stage took place on Friday, and England now know who they will be facing next summer. The 3 Lions have been drawn alongside Belgium, Tunisia and Panama, a group Gareth Southgate's men will be expected to qualify from. However, England legend David Beckham has warned his fellow countrymen not to be too complacent.
As England players, when you get to a World Cup, whatever team you're drawn against, there's no easy games. And I know it's a cliche, but it's true.
There was disappointment for the team Solent in the FA Vars as they were knocked out by Bradford to end their cup run. I spoke with midfielder Ryan Dacre-Smith to get his reaction to the disappointing result. Thanks for joining us, Ryan. How was the game away at Bradford?
It's tough. Obviously they had quite a few fans, so it was a bit hostile. Didn't start quite as we wanted to, conceding the penalty quite early, but on another day we had enough chances where we possibly could have gone through. But yeah, it's just how the luck of the draw wins.
So a 4-0 loss, do you think it was a fair result? Did the game pan out as you thought?
No, I don't think the score reflects how the game was. Obviously, if you just looked at the result, you'd think, oh, we've got dominated. But at 1-0 down, even at 2-0 down, we had a lot of possession. We created a lot of chances, but ball just wasn't falling for us.
And now, what are the aims for the team now that you're out of the FA Vars? Is it kind of all the focus shifts to the league?
Yeah, obviously we're not where we want to be in the league, so switching our focus to the league is our main priority. Obviously we've still got the Southampton Senior Cup, so we want to try and go as far as we can in there. We've been to St Mary's 3 years in a row, trying to make it 4. And just personally, obviously I've played 75 games now, so if I can get to the 100 this year, would be decent.
And do you think the team will be affected by the FA Vars result? Do you think it will have a negative impact, or do you think the guys will bounce back?
I think we've got to bounce back. Obviously it hurts not to be in it, but we've got to bounce back because obviously, like I said, we're not where we want to be in the league, and we've got to react on Saturday and hopefully put in a good performance.
And obviously you've got a game this weekend.
Yeah.
Looking ahead to that, how are you feeling?
Confident. I'm always confident. Obviously, like I said, Saturday's gone now, so we can't dwell on that too long. We've got to go approach this game on Saturday, train well this week, and then hopefully put this last Saturday's result right this week.
And then what did you think the strengths and weaknesses were of the Bradford team?
They went back to front quite quickly, so they didn't really play a lot of football through us. They went from defence to striker quite quickly, but they're good at what they do. Like, we're good at passing the ball, they're good at just going back to front quickly. I think it was hard for us to adapt to it, but for 25 minutes of the second half, if you watch the game, you'd think, oh, like, we was the home team because we lost the game. We had all the momentum, but like I said, when you don't take your chances, it's irrelevant. So yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
No worries.
From the Vars to the Cup, the FA Cup third round draw takes place tonight with Southampton and Bournemouth in the hat. This round sees Premier League sides join the lower league competitors. The Saints are ball number 36, whilst the Cherries are number 1, with both sides hoping they will be able to take the crown from defending champions Arsenal. Now, using your hands may be a foul in football, but for some sports that's the whole concept. Matt Clues has more.
Paul Phoenix Handball Club have visions of becoming one of the biggest names on the South Coast. It's a quick, fast-paced sport in which everyone is able to score. Team GB had a team at the Olympics in 2012 for the first time, so having one of their own controlling the ship helps.
The communal boardroom, and as there was a sign saying, do you have what it takes to go London 2012? And I was like, oh, amazing, I'll sign my name up for that, give it a shot, see where we end up.
In 2016, boys competition grew by 16% and girls grew by 9%. So is there clear potential for this to grow?
A lot of hard work trying to engage with the community, trying to engage with schools, get people to the club. I mean, it's taken us 5 years, just coming up to 5 years now to get to that stage. I mean, we've had training sessions where we've been in this hall and there's 3 people, and that's sort of it is just a case of keep on going. So a lot of hard work goes into it, and I think the game itself brings people towards it. But engaging with your community and bringing those people in is the most important thing to get that sustainable club base.
They have 10 teams ranging from the men's and women's first team to an under-6s tots group. So what was the inspiration for one of their playing staff at this under-18s session?
So I saw the London 2012 games where I did watch GB play, and I thought it'd be something I want to try. So yeah, I decided to find a handball team.
Clubs like Phoenix are closer to you than you think.
It's really good because I can just walk here. It's like a 15-minute walk from my house, and it's just a really tight-knit club.
Of the full team-man squad that went to the London 2012 Olympics for GB, just one of them played handball for a club in the UK. So can clubs like this raise the profile and help?
One of the reasons people should look to play handball is it's such a game that's so all-round. There's no stop-start to it. It's got a really nice flow to it. Everyone gets the opportunity to score. Everyone attacks, everyone defends. So it's really quite inclusive. And a lot of sports, I think, miss that, which is one of our niches that we think we have in the UK.
In the Paul Phoenix philosophy, they encourage balancing having fun while playing a sport, but also with competitiveness. All they expect is for you to come, get stuck in and have a go. It's the best sport you've never heard of. Matt Clues, Solent Sport News.
The Tiger is out of his cage. Golf welcomed back 14-time major winner Tiger Woods to the course this week. The 41-year-old placing tied 9th at the Hero World Challenge. Woods has been out of the sport for some time after a series of injuries and back operations, but the American was happy with his performance in the Bahamas.
The way I've been playing at home, and when I came down here and played, I was playing very similar to this. Not quite hitting as far because I didn't have the adrenaline going, but overall I'm very pleased.
And finally, with Christmas round the corner, that can only mean one thing: winter sports season is coming to town. Marcus Cleveland of Norway and Switzerland's Kara Samani were the winners of the 3rd round of the FIS Snowboarding Big Air World Cup held in Mönchengladbach. The Luge World Cup season began in Austria this weekend, and there were wins for Greta Pingera and Thomas Kammerlander. And who knew that Santa likes to ski? Just over 160 people donned Santa outfits and took to the slopes for the 18th annual Santa Sunday this weekend in the US state of Maine. That's all from us for now. We will be back next week for the latest sports headlines. Good night.